Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We're back. We're back checking on everyone, making sure that everyone is doing okay. Okay. So, wow. I will start this conversation with one of Liberian praise songs, or they call it patriotic song, The Lone Star Forever. And we will speak to that, and we're going to talk about fortune ahead in respect to creating a new path this upcoming elections. I think this is the new thing that's on the radar or on the horizon. That said, let me go ahead and play this. I have no copyright to this music. It's sung by a lady, a Liberian lady. I have no copyright to this, but this is one of Liberia's patriotic song.
When freedom raised her glowing form on Sorreto's verdant height, she sat within the doom of a night. Let's glory stars and the storms, the star of liberty. And she sang from the wicked war. It's that a shield of golden flame. She lifted it in her proud name and raised her people long for long to know their destiny. The Lone Star forever, the Lone Star forever. Oh, long may it soar over land and over seas, deserted and never live forever. Oh, shall follow the Lone Star matter. Oh,
That was the Lone Star Forever. That's one of Liberian patriotic song. You have the Lone Star Forever, and you have the All Hill Liberian Hill. You have Pledge, and all of those things. And that's why it's really important to have our history taught in school, or call it civic, social study, history, whatever. Okay, that's how some of us learning. Now, I talked about yesterday issue with the young lady Connes, and I will also talk about, but mostly I want to talk about the elections, the midterm election that will be taking place this month in Nimakani. And I like to caution people because we know that NIMBA is going to make that decision. But that decision that NIMBA is going to make will affect the whole nation, believe you or not. So I when I hear people say this is NIMBA election, you don't know anything about Nimakani. NIMBA is inside Liberia. As such, you have a responsibility as citizen, concerned citizen at that rate, to know about Nimakani. Understand how Nibadian vote. Understand what's important to them. Understand what the priorities are, because that vote will impact all of us. Here is why. Do not allow anyone to tell you that stay out of the politics of Nema County. The politics of Nema County is the politics of Liberia. Nema County does not exist in isolation. Nema County is not an island or an independent nation. Nema County is a part of the whole that is called Liberia. Nema County senator, along with the other 30 senators or 29 senators, confirm your policy makers. They decide if they will get criminals to go to LACC, if they will get criminals to go as the police director. Thank you, sis. Okay. Or they will get a child molester to be at the gender ministry. So the decision is not unilateral. It's not one person. It's collective. As such, you know, if starting next week, I keep saying this, but starting next week, we're putting everything together. We will be on the air in Liberia. Okay, I'm going to make sure not only that we have been on the air in Liberia, but in Montserrat. But we also, and Montserrat have one of the largest population of Nimbadian, congregation per se. All right, between Nimba, Montserrat, and Grand Jide, and the rest of them around the world. Now, you have the responsibility. I don't care if you come from Maryland. I don't care if you come from Grand Jide. It does not matter if you come from Virginia or Babulu. If you know somebody who is voting in Nimba County, you have a responsibility to educate them so we all can forge a new path. Okay? Liberia needs it at its stand. We need it. All right? Now, here it is. Today, the Koga of Nimba County, the Kun, the so-called majority and the so-called minority. I say so-called because as it stands, Liberia is in a gridlock, okay, or in a stalemate, all right, because these people have no respect for the Liberian people. They have no respect for the rule of law, all right, and because they don't, if you elect one more person as an addition to amplify the lawlessness, we will not be changing. So, all of us have the responsibility to call somebody that we know and tell them, I'm not telling you how to vote, but here are what's at risk. Okay? You can outline if there's only 3 things, because you don't want to double talk people, you don't want to talk a lot, then people don't walk away with something. If you talk to somebody, if there are 3 things that you must talk to them, that you amplify, that they deem important, then that's what we need to do. So let me speak to you as Liberians. Guys, share the video. I'm speaking to you as a Liberian, first and foremost. As a Liberian, first and foremost. Secondly, okay, as a mother. Third, as a citizen of Nimba County. For Liberia to change, we must get people who believe in change. I'm not saying change retrogressing. I'm not talking about change going behind, going backward. I'm not talking about change in reverse. I'm talking about change for the betterment of the new breed of children, that our children will not be sleeping in graveyard. That our little boys, now we oh Lord. Today I got an inbox where a little girl, a baby, go on this page. I'll put it there because I don't want to say it. All right. And then my money will start coming from here. So I'm going to put there, if you know, Titus Pocola posted today, a 48-year-old man has not only rip, but with the S word, is 6-year-old. A 6-year-old. You know what's going to happen to that man? You know, when we was in power, we were all over here. Majority of the people in UP today, they were running with this. Nobody's talking about that. Let me not say nobody. Few of us are talking about that. But because the country is so upside down, people are more focused on the killing. I saw somebody today that car hit. Like most of you are here talking, oh, everybody planning for 2029. You don't even know if you're going to live 2025. Some of you that voted yesterday, you already gone. All we see every day is RRP. The motorbike rider that was the rock star can barely find food to eat. Some of the faces that were from county to county are now mopping. You know, and I'm going to go there. Folks, forgive me before I start, because I know some of you will come for me. And that's fine. I'm so prepared for it. I'm used to it. What kind of insult I have not endured? They will not have. I'm gonna use this. Tabla Davis. Zolizo. Zolizo was a die-hard sedition. Zolizo vowed that he would take anybody down who stood up and spoke up against CDC. And 2 days ago, across my screen, listen, death is not unto one person. So long you are born, you're going to die. From the day we're giving birth, we start to die. So I'm just using this as an example. Today, a Liberian born motorbike rider will also own a life. That's the fact. Yesterday, the same way, day before yesterday, I think over the weekend, there's one, the truck hitting the people, the children set the truck on fire. This is every day. Besides those who are dying for natural causes, okay? Then those who are just in on an unfortunate event, like almost every week, Buchanan Highway, Nimak Banga Highway, there's an accident with many people on alive. Okay, so if you're here, my system fluctuates. Please share. All right. If you're out here, you would like to come on, that's fine. I can send you the link now. So, and I'm going to speak to the election because that's what I want to stick to at this point. If you are in Nimba County, in fact, when we start this weekend, I'm going to get back on the radio in the Sutley Bay area because I like to speak dialect to the people. All right. If you believe the new government that came is doing good, if you believe that Koga, with what is happening, should represent you and go to a bigger house, although he had 2 terms, your children are still sitting on blocks. Your children are beating their own mud block to build themselves school, to buy zinc. If you believe that he has changed your life, that you think you must give him an elevation that is on you. It also speaks to, when you do that, you are also empowering this government that's taking over, that most of what they said, they have abandoned. Let me say that my brother Jesse is here. Brother Jesse, welcome. Jesse Foreman, welcome. I thought I was Jesse Jala, all of you. Let me come back. I'm going to play a few videos here today, and I want you to listen to this. It may not be clear, but we will make it work. Okay, we will make it work. I want to go into this and talk about this really quickly. Okay, so first, I'm urging you, okay, I charge you, I beseech you to reach out to a friend of yours who is from Nimba or is in Nimba. and put 3 things on a list why the vote should be for all of us. That when they're voting, the vote that they're casting, it should be for the whole nation, not for Nibakani alone. Because their decision that is made is going to impact all of us. Even my children in the United States will be impacted. All right? By that, we need to make sure that every vote counts. I'm going to play this video first and start with here. I'm a woman, okay? I could take anything else, but in this age, in this day and age, all right, you have a man who believes that women do not belong in leadership, okay? That is a problem for me. That is a serious problem for me. I'm going to play this and then I'm going to go ahead and play Pape Boaka, Promise to the Liberian People. All right. So this man told us we were poor, that Liberia is poor. Where am I? Okay. This is Koga now as a representative. This is Koga trying to talk to us as a nation, belittling women when we are.
Ever hear a woman, you say, you that woman can also. That woman that will lure us inside them. She will never spy in my country. I tell you, no. Tell you something, I say, the men will die. That the hero of the country. They say, the woman will replace it. Don't I see it before? Don't I see it before? No. You never allow it to happen. The player will say that team bold and the man side up. You got to tell your boss side of the house. I'm going to tell the hell out of them. You say, you might have to do. They will tell me. For women to challenge our culture, they will say now, say yes. It's what I'm talking about. In the port, I was saying, my president coming, you see on the road there. You must see that. Until they say, Kadebo. It's part of our constitution. So nobody want to take respect for it. They were fast on.
Remember this?
I'm sorry about that. Now let me explain to y'all. I'm glad he amplified that the Mano people have more culture. Most of you don't know I am both Mano and I'm Giyo, and I'm going to leave the rest of me out. That is correct. The Mano culture does not dictate that women have no voice. So he's a liar. He's speaking to a tradition and culture that he does not understand, just as he does not understand the Constitution. Let me tell you what the Constitution says in Article, I think this is Article 4 or 5. Give me 1 second. I'll do that. Okay, I can't find my Constitution, but I'm going to pull it up. Where it says, and I'm going to read, I think it's Article 4. Let me see there. Give me 1 second. I'll let you all have this. Liberian Constitution. Liberian Constitution on integration. All right, so I'm going to explain to you to tell you that he does not know what he's talking about. Exactly, Article 5, okay? And I'm going to have it coded correctly. Code Article 5. Okay. So, Article 5, it says aim at strengthening the national integration and unity of the people of Liberia, regardless of ethnic, regional, or other differences. Okay, you hear that? Into one body politics. And the legislature should enact law promoting national unity and the encouragement of all citizens to participate, preserve, protect, and promote positive. The word is positive Liberian culture, ensuring that traditional value which are compatible with public policy. The word is compatible with public policy. Compatible with public policy, meaning that along with the Constitution. So-called God lied and he does not know what he's talking about. He does not even understand the Constitution that he's supposed to be using to make law. That's why they jump up and down. Let me continue. Now, compatible with public policy and national progress are adopted and developed as an integral part of the growing needs of Liberian society. Now, it continues on 3. Take steps by appropriate legislature and executive order to eliminate sectionalism, tribalism, and such abuses of power as the misuse of government resources, nepotism, and other corrupt practices. Now, yes, he lied. He lied. So me, as a Monongalia woman, okay, who mostly, I would say, grew up Mano to some degree, but both. In the culture, when you say Kayo, all right, it could be the men who are announcing the Kayo. If it's a men, the women go in. But there are also women who do it with, yes, who do it and mingle with the men. We call them gay or they're all white. That's the name for them. Okay, they go through both doors. Okay, they are member of both societies. Then you also have women. When the women culture, when their time and they call out the same word, the men go indoor because it's the women time. Then you also have men who come between both doors. They're like the middle door. Who look, the outer door. They look inside and they look outside. All right. So when push comes to shove and they need to make themselves available, they do. But there is nothing in the Constitution that says your tradition supersedes the Constitution. Whatever in the Constitution that contradicts in your culture that contradicts your Constitution, you must make it where it's compatible. All right? Where it's compatible. So he does not know what he's talking about. He's using this term, okay, to try to elevate himself. But let me come back again. When you elect Koga, it tells you everything that is happening under this government is okay with you. You're fine with that. That's exactly what it says, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to name to you a few persons that I see they're on there. All right. But I'm going to play another one from my own papa, who were talking to the last time you had what her name? You have Papa Boaka telling us we are a poor nation and we cannot afford to do this, to afford to do that. Then you also have Gafuan telling our people, first they started with, we should go ahead and manage our expectation. The next thing was, we are a poor country. Granted, we are a poor country. If we are a poor country, why is Papa Boaka buying $150,000 car? I like to play this for all of you. Says Priscilla, hi. I like to play this on Arise Africa. All right. When Papa Boaka was running for the office, the promises that he made, the things that he identified, Okay, give me 1 second. I will go ahead and do this. Give me 1 second. I think it was West Africa. FRCA. Let me see if I can get this. I want to play this. I had those up. Okay, here we are. So there we go, Liberian people. I want you to listen to this man and see where he is now, okay? We just want to come back and recall where we are as a nation, where people tell you, okay, and where they do. There you go. This is
President, now Opposition Unity Party political leader, Ambassador Joseph Onyema Boakai. Ambassador Joseph Onyema Boakai has vowed to transform Liberia when elected president in 2023. He stressed that the current government has brought misery and suffering to the Liberian people. The former VP outlined the platform of his government built around agriculture, roads, education, sanitation, and tourism, which has an acronym, ARREST. The Opposition Unity Party political leader stated that under President George Weah, Liberia is threatened by the same factors that were used by insurgents to destroy the country during the Civil War. Joining us now to discuss the state of the nation of Liberia and his ambition to become the next president of the West African country is Joseph Onyema Boakai, former vice president of Liberia and the presidential candidate of the Unity Party of Liberia. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the morning show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, quickly, you've been Minister of Agriculture.
That's right.
You've been Vice President, 2006 to 2018. And now you say you want to be President. You are 78. The man that is there, where he may be in the opposition party, where he belongs to the younger generation. What is their vision? What's the proposition? Why do you think you need to go back there to help the people of Liberia?
Well, I always say that whatever is chasing you, if it doesn't stop running, you can't stop running. Our country had not seen the kind of leadership that is needed to transform that country. And Mr. Weah is not the person to do it. We knew it, but we gave them the chance to take him. And now we know very well that it's not a test. We know for sure that Weah was not cut off for that. And so we cannot allow our country to degenerate further.
Well, how has Liberia degenerated under the leadership of President Weah? Although I understand he's been away since October watching football.
That's right.
In Qatar. Yeah, that can be the big problem. What exactly?
And I did say that Mr. Weah's presence in the country and his absence were all the same, except that when he's absent, he takes the money away. Mr. Weah, we all know that he was not really cut off for this kind of job. Mr. Weah is doing exactly what he's cut off for. And Liberia, when we were in power, Liberia was removed from being a failed state, the country that was giving hope to the people. We put in better infrastructure. We were able to remove the stigma of a nation that was failing. And right now, you go to Liberia, people who know Liberia, the country has gone backward. every area. Is all corruption, stealing with impunity. A country that is, I call this, on autopilot because there's no leadership. And we cannot continue to risk the future of unborn generation, not to even mention the ones that are there, young people that just languishing. And so we need to rescue Liberia.
Did you hear that? George, we are not caught up.
And right now, you go to
Liberia, the young people are languishing. What's happening to the young people now? What has changed, folks? Can we talk about that? Are the young people doing better now? Has he created a job? The first thing is the very young people are there in the right motorbike. When they came to power, they charged them with what? To go ahead and take reflective jackets. After that, they asked them to get fire extinguisher. The next thing, they asked them to get helmet. They collected, according to them, the most money they collected, revenue they collected since, I don't know, the beginning of Liberia. And guess what? They turned around, they told the young people to get off the street. Leadership is about solving problems. The problem is over 90% of Liberian people do not have cars or transportation. They take bus or they take pen or keke. Have you devised me to relieve those people? That's what leadership is about. But then let's go back. Why would these people build some more roads? Why would they create sidewalk for Liberians to walk and be safe? Why would these people put in hydro or bring in solar power? Why would they do that? Why would these people change the law, amend the Constitution, or reform the Constitution? Why would they do that? They wouldn't do it because it does not benefit them. Why would somebody who get $3,600 a month for gasoline for generator wants to amend that? Why would somebody who live in his own country or her own country ascend to save the serving the people and they pay them for living in their own house? And they assign to them housekeeper, house girl, house boy, kitchen boy, cook, somebody to wash their clothes. Why would they change it? Why would they change when they are coming to work? Everything stops. They block the road. Listen, if I'm having the president of the United States coming downtown Lawrenceville, the Lawrenceville will let me know maybe a few days in advance, or we say there will be something going on downtown Lawrenceville. There is a detour. Take this road. And in fact, coming to my house, there are more than 2 ways of coming to my house. That's solution. If there will be a protest downtown, I would take 3 other roads. Either I go this way, go left, go right, or take to go to work. I've been where President Obama came to Emory University. Cars were still moving. When he got close, the police went and blocked one side and redirect the traffic. There's a nation where the economy must move 24/7. Nothing stops it. So I come back to say to you, I'm about to leave from here. All right? If you are a Liberian, do not allow anybody tell you you do not know about Nima County. You may not, but you know about Liberia. If you do not know about Nima County, it's not your fault. Your nation had not educated the whole population about the county. If you ask an American child who had reached up to 8th grade to tell you about the rest of the world, they know. They study African country. First, they start with their own country. They amplify at 8th grade their own states. All right. They learn about different European countries. in sixth grade. By the time they get to seventh grade, they learn about Asia, the whole continent of Asia, South, West, Southeastern Asia, all of that. They learn about Africa. By eighth grade, they know the ins and out of their nation. All right? They know your history. They know where all your resources are. But your children don't know where your resources are. You don't even know about yourself. You are more involved trying to be younger. So, and let me come back now as I'm going to close with this. Anybody that want to call in, that's fine. I will appreciate it. Ben, I saw you earlier. I wanted to talk about the young lady, Candace. Okay, I wanted to talk briefly about Candace. Most of you know me. I'm a mentor to many people, both boys and girls, young people. To amplify that, my daughter, Rosa, in fact, one of my daughters was just calling me Precious. Precious, I will call you back, baby girl. I am in the middle of something. Okay? Yeah, you came from Liberia and you just disappear. All right? You're waiting for your own phone call, so you're not talking. That way you can wait for. And that you owe my talking. I'm the one who said it. Let me say to all of you, the reason that everybody cannot lead is because most people follow. It's because most people are easily influenced. You know, the reason why when in the world over, you see a person made it out of a ghetto, a project, you see the news carry all over. You get a child come from the project or from a single mother who had low income and made it to Harvard, it made the headlines because that child was not expected. The art of that child getting over there was slim to none. When a millionaire child make it to Harvard, it does not make the news. Just like if a dog bites a person, it don't make the news. That's what dogs do. But if a human being bite a dog, it may even make the world headline. Where am I going with this? It is easier for a child that grows up in a positive environment to be likely a good person. It is harder for a child that grows up in negativity, in stress and trauma, in a nation that is lawless, in a nation that amplify violence and paid people who are violent and roguish and lie. They will remember that. And that's why everybody cannot be a leader. When you see in a family and they say, oh, that one person came from the family and changed, that one person was born with leadership, saying, I will not be like my other family member. I have to be different. We call them usually the black sheep. It's the one when everybody going in this direction, that one going in the next direction. I don't in our society to say the person rude, the person is defiant, the person is non-compliant, same words. Okay? But that person is forging their own path. Dare to be different. Dare to be different. Now, what I would say to Connect is, I watch you when you try to sing the national anthem. It also goes to the people who handle Connect. If you build an organization, especially the one that nurtures young people, you have a responsibility to that child, to that young person. You know, when I was president in the community, there was this pastor who came and talked to me and said to me, Madam President, he had been to one of my meetings. It was very, very, very chaotic. And the people, a pastor had come with a bus with people from his church to sabotage the meeting. They will not pay dues, but they'll make it a duty to come and just sabotage the meeting. And he went to the second meeting, he called me aside and he said to me, Madam President, we know you're a young lady. I see everything coming at you. But one thing I want you to remember, the man who conquers himself cannot be conquered. All of you that are listening to me, remember this word. The one who conquers himself cannot be conquered. It talks about self-control, emotional intelligence. If you are in control of your emotion, if you're in control of yourself, nobody have to direct you. So I'm saying this to the young lady. I know people say people are jealous of what people are. No, people, in my opinion, when I spoke before, she's a child. She's a beautiful little girl physically, but she have no self-control. Okay? She lived in a community where people disrespect people and get away with it. Where people use violence and get away with it. Where people lied and get away with it. They were teammate politics. Where people steal and get away with it. Where people murder and get away with it. So it's a learned behavior. It's a graduated behavior. Because the first time we saw her, she was insulting people. Some of us came on her post and posted and said, Ma, fix it next time. When she came back and apologized, we said, okay. This time she got up, put her clothes on, went to a salon, whatever it was, attacked an individual, and then assaulted an individual. That has nothing to do with being jealous. She is the one who is in a position of power. She's the one who is the queen. She's the one who is representing the young people. She's the one who is representing her nation. She has the greater responsibility to uphold her integrity, to control her emotion, to always, there's this movie called what do you call it? The King of Heaven. It's a movie about a queen, all right, from the Middle East. But let me say this to you, what she said. You know, a queen in the Middle East, where women don't have that kind of power, and she's able to stay in control when her father had died. And what she said, I learned that. Somebody need to send that link to the queen. It says, she said, when a woman is in leadership, she has three faces. She has the face for her people that she serves. She must be in control. She must be in charge because those people feed off of her. Those people need her to be strong. She has a face for her family. Then she has a face for herself. When she go into her private space, where she needs to let her hair down, she lets her hair down and see herself as she is, as human. But in the meanwhile, when you're out, you're a mother, you are a wife, if that's where you are, you're a big sister, you're an auntie. If you're out, you have servants. You are serving your people, and you must exhibit proper behavior at all times. You don't do stuff and come back just to take an apology. The apology is not important. It's after the fact. The damage is done. If you ask me again to teach lesson, she needs to go to jail and spend the night. Maybe our advocacy will change. I know a lot of people will say, yeah, we don't know what you see. I want to court with my own child and told the judge to put my son in jail. I will have only one son because he followed people. You were not supposed to be out there driving and doing whatever you were doing. And folks, I love my child. I would die for him, but I live for him and all of them. Okay? So To end this, to this end, all of you here, please share the video. Okay. Here, my reception is very low when I come to the room. So my internet can just fluctuate. It can just drop. It can just drop. It can just drop. All right. So, and folks, I love my child. Okay. So I'm going to continue with this now, and I'm going to go back to Joseph Boakai and to say to you, those of you who go and vote, because Koga that give. Because some of you, the only reason you supporting Koga because he give. Or he with Unity Party pretending to be with NDR. Koga and Pape Prince Johnson never saw eye to eye. Never. They never did. All right. Now let me say to y'all, when Thomas Groupie and Prince Johnson were both senator, there was no conjunction. There were no objection. All right. Now, almost 20 years later, with those people, my children still sitting on mud block. The last I checked, Bond High School, I posted a picture on here and I got to find those pictures. Bond High School. They even had toilet. We posted it here. George Weah went there and said he was going to build it. He didn't build it. That Musa built it, who broke it down and trying to build it back. So the Pape collected his money, he built a university. Great. In the meantime, Habakkuk 1 through 12. Educational foundation are laid from kindergarten to 8th grade. How about that? You know, the Bible said, for the lack of knowledge, my people perish. Frederick Douglass says, knowledge make a mix of man unfit to be a slave. Lack of knowledge, my people perish. Knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave because you will not have it. But then here's the other thing. When you take everything out of the country and leave the people with nothing. Yeah, my papa Boakai here. I'm going to play the Pape again, where he told us. This is Pape Boakai when you were looking for a job from the Liberian people. This is what he said to us. What has changed? Okay, what has changed? What has changed? People, you come here, you talk to me. What has changed?
And right now, you go to Liberia, people who know Liberia, the country has gone backward in every area. It's all corruption, stealing with impunity. A country that is, I call it, on autopilot because there's no leadership. And we cannot continue to risk the future of a modern generation. Not to even mention the ones that are there, young people that just languishing. And so we need to rescue.
So the rescue, where is the go after you rescue? Is there any other thing after the rescue? Is there a recovery plan? Is there a reform plan? Is there a relief plan? The relief is manage your expectation. The person who says that the person goes out and get himself $150,000 car, all right, and telling me that Liberia needs, oh my God. So are you guys poor? Are we poor? Are we really poor, or are we poorly managed? We're poor according to us. But guess what? We're paying people, we're paying lawmakers 100 plus, over 200,000. The greatest nation in the world, the United States. Okay? The United States with trillions of dollar budget, do not even pay its lawmaker that kind of money. You are paying them, but they're telling you we are broke. Is that a true statement? Is that a true statement? We're a poor nation. I heard a poor nation. The last time Papa Boaka said he will what? Ride a wheelbarrow to work if he need be. He's not riding wheelbarrow. He's driving a Lexus, a Japanese-made car, a very expensive car. Now, yes, your Papa right here, telling us he understands Liberia. Remember when he was campaigning? He understands Liberia. He understands the language that they speak. Here it is. I'm going to play this. Okay, here it is. That's the last thing I'm going to say. I have sent a message to the young lady, Connets, to let her know for her to learn to control herself and make a sincere apology, a real apology, and learn to control herself.
Actually, you honestly, I can ride with that to go to that. I don't care.
This is the man who told us he can ride wheelbarrow. This is his Lexus.
Honestly, I can ride with that to go to that. I don't care.
That's Papa Boaka who said telling you he can ride wheelbarrow. Is that a wheelbarrow? Consumer mindset. Taking everything from your people, from your children, and not having any future and not thinking about. So I wanted you guys to say this is a contradiction. Okay? This is a contradiction. So everything literally what they say is all a lie. Hey, Emmanuel. My people from Nima Kante, our people from Nima Kante, it's not just Nima Kante. Nima Kante had never had a president, interim president. But Nima Kante is Liberia. We all have the responsibility to talk to them because we have not educated the population to be patriotic, to understand that one vote impacts all of the voting, and that's why I'm educating the people. Okay, and it's all of our responsibility. That's one senator. You got a Yomli Kanga. You got a Kun. You got a Kofa. You got a Fala. You name them. You got 103 lawmakers. So we all have a responsibility, especially those of us who have traveled, those of us who know better, okay, to continue to speak up and impact our people to let them understand. Listen, when you're in Liberia, it's very difficult to get news. Most of the time when you see on Facebook, people are trying to look for help. That's why they come to Facebook, those who came. But majority of our people cannot read. And those that can read don't have data to get on. They're looking for food. If out of an 8 hour in a daytime, you're spending 6 to find something to eat, trying to be right is not your concern. The hungry man is not interested in democracy. Where does he eat now until tomorrow? And that's where we have to come in, Bernadette, to be able to tell them you can make the sacrifice now for you and your children. We see all the money that they took, the t-shirt, the this and that. What happened to it? They've been hungry. Now they're telling them to manage their expectation. Okay? To manage their expectation. So I'm gonna go ahead. If anybody wants to call, you have an addition, I'm gonna put the the number up, and then I will give you a few minutes. If you call, that's fine, but we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here on Thursday. That would be Peter and I on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Yes, guys, just know that we have to come from work before we come on live. So that's what it is. Um, and that's the number. If you want to call, I will appreciate it. Get your input to see how we can add your voice. Speak to the people in Nima County. All right. Sunday, we're going to be here live and we'll take off from Liberia, both from Liberia and here. Speak to the people in Nima County and see what is going on so we can also know that you're adding your voice. All right. Yes. No, we're not poor. We keep picking broke people who come pretending to us that they're poor and they're not poor. And we get them to come and they lie just to get to power and steal and do exactly what the people who came before offered them to do, even worse. That is the problem. All right. So Liberia need reform. But today I'm going to be more concerned. I just spoke to what's her name? Carnes. Carnes, your name itself is beautiful. And it must come with a thought process that's deeper than that. That is deeper than that. So, as we continue this journey, all right, yes, my Papa Boaka talking to us that we are a poor nation. Let me play this, and I will keep it here and then the kid. Okay, go do some schoolwork. All right, here we are. Here we are. This is the seaman. This is the seaman. Not too long ago. Not too long ago, the seaman. This is the seaman that just bought him itself $100,000+ car. And somebody would tell me that it's for security. The very people who got in the street, the very people who is he carrying himself from.
We're not going to tolerate this in this country. We are a poor country. People are trying to help us. A lot of people are bent on this. Beginning with this, we're not going to tolerate this in this country. We are a poor country. People are trying to help us. A lot of people are bent on this. Beginning with this, we're not going to tolerate this in this country. We are a poor country. People are trying to help us. A lot of people are bent on this. Beginning with this, we're not going to tolerate this in this country. We are a poor country. People are trying to help us. A lot of people are bent on this.
That's Papa Boaka. That's Papa Boaka talking to us. That's Papa Boaka trying to talk to us that we are a poor country. And that was when the mansion was burned. I want you to listen up here. Okay, here we are again. Okay, hopefully this is working. Here we are. There go Joe Boaka.
This is Joe Borkai. Together we can make history on the 14th of November. That is a day of hope for all of us because we can correct a mistake that we made 6 years ago when we elected someone who has only lied and hurt our people. This time, we can make things differently by voting for the rescue team, which is a rescue one on number 1, and save Liberia from the drugs in the street, unemployment, and lack of food and medicine. My fellow Liberians, together, this is Joe Borkai. Together we can make history on the 14th of November. That is a day of hope for all of us because we can correct a mistake that we made 6 years ago when we elected someone who has only lied and hurt our people. This time, we can make things differently by voting for the rescue team, which is a rescue one.
Now there you go. I didn't get any call, so I will say to you, good night. I have been here for an hour. I gotta go do Grace, make sure my kids are ready. School about to close. So here's my message to you. Liberia needs role model for our children. We need to set good example. We need to tell them those in the public spaces who have terrorized, traumatized, and there's a better word out there. Like I tell all the kids that I talk to, never allow anyone to make you feel less of yourself. Never allow somebody give you $1 to get on Facebook or anywhere to insult other people, to shorten your future. If what they're asking you to do, the children cannot do it, do not do it. If you do not have a personal problem with anybody, do not have a problem on behalf of. You can't defend people and stay with the issue. If somebody's being disrespectful to somebody that you care for, if somebody being disrespectful for an older person who does not deserve it, you can talk to them and stay with the issue in a respectful way. You can disagree without being disrespectful. It is your responsibility to guard and protect your future. Now, that said, I've been here for an hour and I'm going to go ahead and go do some work and get ready for tomorrow's work. So let me say to all of you, thank you for listening. If you are a Liberian, you have a say-so in the election in Nima County. You do. Says, leave me alone, man. I will go on and lead. I strongly and says Bernadette, let me tell you something. I strongly believe if a man wants to be a leader, he desires a good thing. That's calling to pour. Okay, but first, his house must be in order. How do I lead when I have a child about to go to college and leave my child for somebody else to take care of them while I'm thinking I'm going to go be a leader? That does not work like that for me. Yes, I will be going home. I will be contacting you soon. The moment Alyssa go off to college, I will be going home. That's my first and foremost responsibility. All right. I will contact you. I will set up. Okay. And since Bernadette, you're going to be on my exploratory team to see what we can do together. All right. So you want me to go home. Thank you. I'll talk to you all later. Let's have a good night. And I will talk to you about history. How the Andrew Young, the John Lewis, the Cummings, okay, Elijah Cummings, the John Canyons, all the civil rights leaders, how they divided themselves to go into politics, into business, and some stay into advocacy, called the All into One. And we will talk about that later. Good night, everyone. Emmanuel, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate your star. Every time you send me a star, I appreciate it. I'm not supposed to say some words over here. Hey, brother Duato, where's the Herbert? Yes, everyone, Jeffrey, Davis, all of you. Let me say good night to all of you. Sis Paulette, brother Jesse, Sis Younger, Priscilla, Alex, Herbert, Emmanuel, Sis Bernadette. I want to say thank you to all of you. There were more people, but they were on the phone, so I can't see them. I want to say good night to all of you. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to go ahead and play. All right. I'm going to go ahead and play the Lone Star Forever, which we started with. All right. Again, I have no copyright to this music. The Lone Star Forever is it's a patriotic, one of the patriotic songs of Liberia. Okay. So I'm going to just go all the way here. I'm not going to start all the way again. I do not have copyright to this music. This is from someone else's perspective. So I'm going to do, all right. Oh, I sang the Black Anthem for Andrew Young when he came to Liberia. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Send it to me if you have the video. I had an opportunity to hang out with him 2 years ago and I will play it here too. All right. Thank you. Thank you. You're a box of history. It would be good to have you, but I'm going to explore all of that. Okay. So let me go ahead and play this, the Lone Star Forever thing. All right. And I will close with this. Let's go ahead and go.
Let's glory stars at the stars. The star of liberty. And she sang from the wicked one. It's banner shields of golden flame. She lives in our proud land. And raised her people long for long to know their destiny. The Lone Star forever, the Lone Star forever. Oh, long may soar over land and over seas, deserted and never, live forever. Oh, shall Father Lone Star matter.